Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I want to share with you how to draw and paint a fairy tale. The idea comes to my mind not in my mind but because I received a comment on my Spanish channel where I have been asked to paint a fairy tale, and I decided why not to share this video on the process of painting a fairy tale here too. This is why in this video I will share this marvelous work with this fairy tale. The drawing itself is already done. If you want, DM me to receive the picture of the drawing itself and to start right away with the painting, because in this video I will share with you the process of painting this beautiful fairy tale. For those of you who are for the first time here, my name is Ala. I'm a sketch illustrator and watercolorist, and from 2020 I'm an art teacher too. So let's get started with this amazing work. For this work you will need a watercolor paper. I am using an A5 size watercolor paper. Watercolor paints, I will be using my 36 pence White Nights palette, but if you have less colors on your palette, don't worry, we are using like 2 or 3 colors, not anymore. You will need one thin paintbrush. I'm using the Van Gogh that it is synthetics Royal Talents number 4. And as I mentioned, if you want to receive the drawing, you have to DM me on my Instagram that I shared earlier, and I will send you the picture of this fairy tale that you can copy, or you just can print it on your watercolor paper. I remove slightly the intensity of the drawing on the paper because when I apply the watercolors, I don't want that this to pop up and that it looks too dark on my paper. So I removed slightly the color, and now I add the orange color. The orange color that I use is the golden from my palette. In case that your orange is slightly darker, what you can use, you can mix your orange color and add a little bit of yellow color. Pay attention to add warm yellow color and not cool color, because for example there is a yellow cadmium lemon that it is a cool color and yellow cadmium is a warm color. So this is the main color that I'm using now. I decided to make the fairy tale in autumn colors, mainly because all my last videos are about autumn season. As well, my next video will be about another course that I'm preparing for you in watercolors, and it is an advanced level course, and this is why I decided to create everything in warm colors, because that represent the autumn. To share once again how to mix up colors, how to improve your watercolors, and to master it at another level. Now I'm adding slightly a little bit of water because I saw that it started to create a line that I don't want to be visible. All my idea is that the colors mix one into another throughout the whole work, and that from this light orange colors it turns into darker orange color and somewhere into the red color. Using the wet on wet technique, I will create these transitions from one color to another that I mentioned earlier, and this time I decided to work with carmine color, not with ruby color. Where I see that the color it is just too different and somewhere the paper dried already, what I do, I introduce the Titian red. It is the orange dark color. Mostly all of the times, if your palette is of 12 colors, you will have this dark orange color already included. In case that your orange color from your palette is lighter, what you can do, you can add more red color into the orange to get a darker shade of orange. And at the same time I'm working with all these colors with orange, red, and meanwhile the paper is wet, I introduce this color to create these beautiful shadings and to create these beautiful transitions from one color to another. When the dress ends, I want to create the idea that it is transparent. This is why I add just plain water and create this color of the red and orange to stay really light, like really transparent. At this point, maybe it would be proper to take a bigger paintbrush if you wish. I didn't thought it would be great, but now while doing the voiceover I see that it would be better to take a larger paintbrush. Now I added the English red color, but sincerely I don't really like it. I would really advise you to go with carmine still or with the red color that you already use. Just add more color and less water. And one of the colors that I introduce here is the yellow, because I would like to make it transparent and lighter in color over here. I really enjoy watching these mixing colors and how it differently looks from one side to another. And now, meanwhile it is still wet, I add the splattering effect or the splattering technique on my paper, and this time I use the cadmium lemon, the color that it is cool enough. Why I use the cadmium lemon? Mainly because it is an opaque paint, and when we apply it over the colors, what it makes, it pushes all over the color and leave this splattering technique to stay and to be visible. I think that these little dots just create this fairy tale vibe on this work. Later on we will add splattering technique with other colors too, like with red and orange, but now I wanted to add this yellow because I wanted that meanwhile the paper it is wet, that it gets on the dress, on the fairy tale itself. My paintbrush, I think that it is perfect for painting the wings, because we are not painting all over the wings. We just overlay all the details and on all the lines that we have on the paper that are drawn. And what I do, I will add first main color, yellow color and orange color, but later on I will introduce darker colors too. So the wings will be like a transition from lighter colors to darker, exactly like we did with the dress, we will do it with the wings. So when I told you that we will introduce a darker color into the wings, now I will share with you how I do it. I have addition red color on my palette, so straight away, meanwhile the wings are still wet, I add the color that it starts to flow all over, what makes an interesting effect. It is called as well wet on wet technique, and it looks really beautiful. And the last wing that we see will be in red color. I'm using carmine color and add all the details. What I do, I go from one color to another, but we see the colors from one wing to another because it looks really transparent. Meanwhile, I was painting the wings, the dress dried, and I decided to add more details to the dress. If in your case the dress is still wet, I advise you to dry it first before you go with these details that I add over here, because these details are beautifully done when we are working with wet and dry technique, like I'm doing it now. We finished the work and now it is the most pleasant moment. I'm adding once again the splotching technique, but this time I'm using the warm yellow, mainly to add the details that I want to add. And mostly all of the drops will be closer to the wings because I want to create this fairy tale vibe closer to the wings. And as well, we add orange color, carmine color. We use basically all the colors that we used earlier on the work. So feel free to add all the colors that you added earlier. Dear friends, I hope you enjoyed painting with me this amazing fairy tale. If you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I will be super happy to answer all of your questions. As well, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with the people that will enjoy it too. As well, I invite you to watch other videos of mine where I share different tips and tricks on how to work with watercolors.